Home renovations can be costly, and a builder's quote can give you quite a fright. But there is a way to get the perfect home at a price you can afford. Whether it's creating a gorgeous garden from scratch, I've shown you all you need to know now, the rest is up to you. Converting a tired old kitchen into a dream diner, or building a spacious family pub room onto the side of your house. Well, that's perfect, it's sitting lovely now. I'm on a mission to show Britain's homeowners how to save thousands of pounds on their bills. But the bottom line is, if you want to save money, then you've got to fix it yourself. I'm on my way to southwest London to meet business consultant Brendan Gemman and his partner Lucy. Up until a year ago, their bijou one-bedroom flat was more than enough space for them. But now, they have a real need to expand.
Really love this place here. Location's amazing, but since Jack's arrival, we just need the space now. He can be in our room for a little while, but then it's... we definitely need some sleep.
What we need really is two things. One is the extra bedroom for Jack. And then secondly, just a nice living space. We're a little bit cramped in there at the moment with a small kitchen.
We're well aware that that's going to be hard work, but fully prepared to invest our time in it.
I know the basics of DIY, and I've done a bit, but I'm conscious this is quite a large project that we're taking on. And I'm also keen to get a really nice professional finish, so I'm nervous to do too much myself.
Well, if Brendan hasn't got a lot of experience, he's going to need a lot of help. Properties like this, near central London, are valued by the square inch, so creating more livable space has obvious benefits. Now, I need to check out their plans and have a look inside to see if this is really going to work.
Hello.
Hey, you must be Lucy.
Hi, yes.
Hi, Lucy.
This is Jack.
Hello.
Say hello to Tommy.
Got a little smile, that's better.
Oh, good boy. Do you want to come in and meet the other half?
Oh, yes, lovely. Thanks.
This is Brendan, Tommy. Tommy?
Oh, hi, how are you, Brendan?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. He's lovely, isn't he?
He is. Oh, he's seen his dad.
Daddy's boy, huh?
Yeah. So.
And he's the reason you actually want the extra space, isn't it?
Oh,
Yeah,
desperately.
exactly, desperately, yeah. At the moment he's in our bedroom, so it's time to get him out.
Oh, yeah. Well, you need your
We're
own
ready.
space back, guys.
Yeah,
We're
exactly.
definitely ready. Come, let me take him.
While project manager Lucy takes care of Jack, I want to find out how Brendan intends to create all this extra space.
And the way we're going to do that is increase the size of our living room and incorporate the kitchen and dining room, and then turn the existing kitchen into the second bedroom.
So you're going to use the outside space. That's where your extra
Exactly.
space is coming, not from within.
Not from within, no.
Right, OK. You can sort of overlook from outside, but if Brendan and Lucy plan to extend onto the back of the property, I need to get outside so I can get my head around exactly what they want. So how far out roughly does it come?
The building is coming out to the same line as the existing kitchen, yeah.
You're creating a very large space.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, one of the things we want to achieve is that current opening in the lounge. We've really enjoyed that because it gives you a sense of space. So we want to bring that out to the new wall as well. Keep this as open as possible.
So in here is going to be the new living space, the kitchen, diner, plus an extension to the living space.
Exactly.
But this project isn't just about the extension. There's some conversion work to be done too. And this is going to be the baby's new bedroom, yeah?
Yeah, this is the next bedroom.
How wide is this?
It's 2.2 metres wide and 4 metres long.
Well, that's more than wide enough for a double bed.
Yeah.
The old kitchen will be converted into the much-needed second bedroom for Jack. The new extension will create a fabulous kitchen diner, adding 12 square metres of floor space to the property. It's time to talk money, and where better to sit down and have a good old natter than their local cafe. Now we need to get down to the nitty-gritty about how much it's going to cost and how you're going to spend the money. Because it's quite a major structural job, actually, once you look at it. And that doesn't come cheap, especially in this area. So I've got this breakdown of the work, and it says there's a total of 32,150.
Yeah.
What does that entail?
That's all the structural work. So we've stripped everything out down to the structural build, and that's 32,000 is for the builder.
OK, so have you got a price, a round figure for the total job?
Well, we have a budget of £60,000.
But in order to finish off all the furnishing and the kitchen and the flooring and the works, it looks like it's going to be £68,000.
So you've got an 8 to 10 grand shortfall.
Yeah, exactly.
That's quite a large sum, actually. 68 grand is a fair price, but to get it down to Brendan and Lucy's budget of 60k is going to be tough. They're inexperienced at DIY, so they really should get builders in to do the tricky structural work. But we can earmark some of the smaller, simpler jobs that they can tackle themselves. It is true, but if you properly manage this, you'd be surprised just how much you can save. And even all the little bits added together come to quite a big chunk. So it says £7,000 for the floor.
Yes, yeah.
Well, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And with a bit of time and effort, and I'll show you how to do it, you could actually save a big chunk of that money.
Yeah.
Might even save more than half.
Yes, yeah.
The other job that they should consider fixing themselves is installing the kitchen. Take that off the professionals' hands and they could save 2 grand. Out in the garden, savings can be made straight away. So Brendan and I have gone back to the flat to take a closer look at the patio area. Nice bit of decking.
Yeah, I think we were just thinking of throwing it out.
No, that's good stuff. I'll tell you everything you can salvage and how to store it. You benefit in 2 ways. Number one, you're actually reusing this stuff which is already out here. So you put it one side, clean it, and then you reuse it, probably in a different way.
Yeah.
And number 2, you don't have to take it all through the house, get rid of it, and then bring new stuff in.
Yeah.
So it's a double saving straight away. Recycling the old decking is a money saver in itself, as a brand new deck kit could cost Brendan at least a couple of £100. This is a hardwood deck.
Yeah.
So, and it's in good shape. So we're going to take this apart, and then you're going to store it off the floor and cover it so it don't get more weathered than it needs to, and then it can be reused later on. Now the tip for demolitions is always the last thing to go in is the first thing to come out.
Right.
So the last thing to go in here would be actual decking boards.
Right.
They've been screwed in, countersunk and screwed. So here's a screw gun. Nice bit of stuff that, you know.
Yeah.
To buy this is very expensive hardwood decking. The amount you've got here, you'd probably be looking at a couple of £100. So there's a £200 saving straight away. And decking isn't the only material that's going to be recycled. We've got some salvageable timber here.
Yeah.
And that's pressure treated, so we may even be able to reuse that in the deck. If we find any tubs of gold sovereigns, can I suggest I have 50%?
Whilst I'm taking your advice on most things here, Tommy, I think...
See? I might as well have known I'd get an answer like that. Well, you can't blame me for trying. Rather pleased with the way this stuff's coming out, to be quite honest. The edging sleepers are highly sought after in a landscaping trade, so holding on to these will be a bonus. These are oak, son.
Yeah?
These are oak, yeah.
Are these worth anything, Tommy?
Yeah. These are nice, yeah. Each one of them got to be 40 quid, maybe more. If you've got at least a dozen, that's £500. So that's 200 quid's worth of decking, £500 worth of sleepers.
Yeah.
So that's 700 quid. Not bad for,
Yeah, kept
what,
it.
hour and a half? And the savings don't stop there. This is Indian red sandstone. I'd say you've got at least 12 metres, which works out at least 600 quid.
Yeah.
So it's all adding up, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Doing the art graft ourselves and finding those recyclable materials has saved Brendan and Lucy 1,700 quid.
Great. Thanks very much. Appreciate it.
Good luck. Now that the build's underway and they can already see they're saving money, there's a sense of relief all round.
It's actually quite exciting today because it almost feels like it's started.
And we're involved.
So much preparation.
Yeah.
I'm astonished at the work that goes into this, and some of it's not so much fun. And today felt a bit more fun. You know, it's actually starting and we're getting somewhere.
Still to come, we dig around for more savings, this time in the living room.
Hello, how you getting on?
Would you like your new floor?
Oh, yeah.
And just when it's all going to plan, Lucy has other ideas.
Probably my fault, but I'm now having second thoughts, basically.
Brendan Gemman and his partner Lucy are desperate for extra space. and want to turn their one-bedroom South London flat into a two-bedder.
Since Jack's arrival, we just need the space now. He can be in our room for a little while, but then it's we definitely need some sleep.
The overall quote for the build is 68 grand. The problem is they only have 60. So you've got an 8 to 10 grand shortfall.
Exactly.
That's quite a large sum. So far, I've helped them save 1,700 quid by clearing the back garden and recycling the deck and patio materials. Yeah, not bad for,
kept
what,
it.
hour and a half? Over the next month, the builders are on site to tackle the highly skilled structural work, a job Brendan and Lucy have decided to leave to the experts. The extension is a 32 grand fixed cost, so they won't save a penny, but what they can do is make sure it all stays on schedule.
So where are we at now, Keith? We've got the foundations went down, all right?
Yeah, great. Everything's going well. We do need to find out your kitchen plan so we can get your drainage in properly.
Brendan's got his hands full as acting foreman, and so has Lucy. As well as acting project manager, she's a full-time mum, and the pressure of living on site with a baby has proven too much.
Situation at the moment is we have moved to another flat, just temporarily while the building works is going on. That's not the easiest decision actually, but it is proving a wise one. I was very much, we can make do while builders are in, but with Jack it is really difficult.
I can understand why they've moved out, because living on site can be tough, but it's an extra cost, so they can't afford to let any jobs or savings slip. Now, I know Keith, their builder, has been cracking on with the structure work, building the extension at the back of the house, but I'm popping in to advise Brendan on some of the interior works. Now, this job ain't just about saving money, it's also about getting the quality of the finish. They've been quoted 2 grand to supply and fit a new wooden floor in the living room. But I reckon with a bit of hard graft, we can slash that cost. Whoa! Good morning, how are you?
Hi Tommy, how are you?
You're right.
Good. This is Graham, Lucy's dad, he's helping out.
Hiya. So you've obviously come to a decision about the floor.
Yeah, I think we're going to get a whole new floor in.
The main problem, of course, is a suspended wooden floor. In the winter, with the air coming through, blows freezing cold
Well, it was
air.
very drafty, that was my biggest problem actually.
Yeah. But the new flooring, I presume you've got a tongue and groove flooring. I haven't
Yes,
seen what you've got. Yeah, is it oak?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Now, you've taken the skirtings off, lifted this floor, you can reuse this elsewhere in the flat. Right, now the plan of action for today is fairly straightforward. First thing we need to do is get the flooring up, get it out of the way, stack that. Then we're going to put the battens down onto the joist, cut the insulation, fit that to make the warm floor, and then I'll show you how to lay the flooring on top. It's really important adding insulation. It'll create a thermal floor, saving on utility bills. Brendan and Graham have already removed the skirting, so we can easily lift the old floor. But there's nothing straightforward about older properties, and getting the last board out from under the door frame ain't going to be easy. Right, now one of the problems that happens when you start doing renovation work, in order to do the job that you want to do, you find you have to do 10 other jobs first. Now, here, we have to bring the new floor under the doorway. But that's not the real problem here. In order for me to cut this out, to get the floor right underneath it, I've had a look, I thought that looks a bit like it's sunk a bit. Yeah. Because there's a bit of weight on this post. Yeah. And then, of course, I look up there, and the evidence is clear. There's a little crack, hairline crack in that corner and in the frame. Yeah. So the weight that's on this post has pushed down and it's actually settled a bit. Now, the dilemma for me is I need to cut this out. And if I cut this out, that might compound the problem. Yeah. So, what we're going to do is going to do something to fix it. I've taken a bit of pressure-treated 4x2, put 2 pieces together like that. Down there's a timber, and it will sit on there like that, and then it will squeeze this up to stop any more damage done there. So once I've done that, then I can cut this bit of flooring out and get this ready to take the new floor. Okay. When you're cutting something in, you always make it slightly oversized. If it's a couple of mil, then you can tap it in and it will hold itself in position, rather than you having to hold something up while you fix it. Right. Now, we need my old persuader. Once the prop's in place, there's no chance the door frame will drop when the board underneath is removed.
Hello, how you getting on?
Would you like your new floor?
Oh, yeah. Jack, you'll love it.
It makes the room taller. Now we need to attach battens to either side of each joist to support the insulation. Guys, if you cut all those to size between the joists in preparation, and I'll put the battens on, it'll speed things up. All right. What's the thickness of that insulation, by the way? 70 mil.
70 mil.
I'm going to do it so it's about 20 mil down from the top. It's crucial to leave a gap between the top of the insulation and the new flooring to allow air to circulate. I think the benefits from insulating the floor will be tremendous, it'll be huge. Not just in, if you like, retaining the heat, but most importantly, stopping that draft, you know, the comfort. Once the insulation's in place, we can lay the new oak flooring. The golden rule here is to make the run of the boards dead straight, which is easier said than done. I measured the room between there, that side and this side, marked the centre on the floor, and then we've measured from the centre line back here and back here to know where the first one goes, because you can't rely on the wall. Okay? Now all that's left really to do is to actually nail it down. Give us that tool, young man, and I'll show you how to use a porter nailer. A porter nailer is a really handy little tool that not only nails down the boards, it also countersinks the nails so they're hidden. It costs around £12 a day to hire. And then just... All right, well, great, it's been lovely.
Great.
And you, Tommy. Cheers.
Thank you, Tommy.
Well, I've shown them and I've set them on their way. Now it's up to them to ensure that they get the quality finish that they want.
What we've discovered by lifting the floorboards is that there's a massive cavity down there, which is why it's been so cold. So insulation was essential. It's been well worth lifting the timbers. Whilst it's a nuisance, because we just find more work to do, it's definitely the right thing to do. And it's not a bad skill to learn, eh?
That's fine. We'll go into the flooring business.
That's the spirit. It looks like Brendan's still up for doing as much as he can, despite living off-site. They've already made a 1,700 quid saving by removing their old patio and recycling the materials. By insulating the living room and laying new floorboards, they've saved themselves almost 900 quid. And they're not the only savings Brendan and Lucy can make. The supply and fitting of the stone floor in the kitchen is going to be about £5,000. If project manager Lucy can source the materials at a good price and Brendan fits it himself, they could save a few bob. So I'm going to show them what's out there. Now, I know you guys are big fans of natural stone, right?
Yes.
Well, this place is a sort of a celebration of natural stone. Anything you can possibly imagine is going to be here.
Great.
So what is it you're after? What do you think you're after?
Well, we were looking at quite a light stone, a limestone, but our main concern was that it's quite soft and can scratch easily.
Well, that's true and also not so true, depending on how deep you cut the limestone from.
Right.
It tends to be the nearer the surface, the lighter the colour.
Yeah.
The deeper down you cut, the darker the colour.
Right.
The deeper down you go, it's more dense, so
Yeah.
it's less likely to mark.
Yeah.
But whatever you choose for the floor, unless you're going to go for something like porcelain, there is always the risk of marking. It's like a new car. For the first 6 months, you wash it every week, you know, it's nice and clean. And then for the second 6 months, you maybe wash it every month.
Yeah.
And then after a year or two, you don't bother washing it, you know, let the rain do it. So there is an element of that when it comes to selecting stuff for the floor, whether it be timber or whether it be stone.
Yeah.
Once you've found the type of stone you like, it's always worth asking to have a peek in the warehouse, just in case there's a similar end-of-line stock at a fraction of the cost. If you're laying it yourself,
Yeah.
I would say have a sort of a random pattern. It's fairly simple, straightforward. But when you've got to keep parallel lines, that's when it becomes more difficult. Because if there's any slight imperfections in that, it will show up. Fixing the stone floor themselves is a big job for novices. But if they feel up to it, Brendan and Lucy could make a good saving. It all depends if they have the confidence to pull it off. But don't worry about it. I mean, it's a big puzzle, but it's fairly straightforward. Don't be daunted by it. Coming up, Brendan struggles to get to grips with fixing it himself.
My fingers.
and we uncover one or two unwelcome surprises.
It's just one of them things.
Brendan Gemman and his partner Lucy are extending their one-bedroom flat to make room for a new kitchen diner and a second bedroom for their young son Jack. They've been quoted 68 grand for the entire job, but they only have a budget of 60.
So you've got an 8 to 10 grand shortfall.
Exactly.
I've been called in to show Brendan and Lucy how to fix it themselves, and so far they've saved over 2.5 grand by removing and recycling the material from their old patio and by making a start on a new wooden floor. 8 weeks into the build, the extension's watertight, and with Lucy off-site looking after baby Jack, it's all down to business consultant Brendan to make the savings. Today he's cracking on with the flooring and cladding a new step into the kitchen.
I've got a friend of mine, Dan, who's come to help out. We've just got a bit of a tricky start to get the step right, because that's where our levels all start from, and it's not just simply a case of whacking the porter nailer down, so we just need to get that right. Nothing in theory should stop us, because we've got all the materials on site, got all the power tools, so we should definitely be able to figure it out along the way.
Do you know how to use it?
Do I know how to use it?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a saw, eh?
Yeah, just a saw.
So, what you're struggling with at the moment?
Where to place the timber is probably the best part.
Where's the thing to lift and swivel it?
A compound miter saw is perfect for precision cutting, and you can hire one for about 40 quid a day, but make sure you know how to use it first.
Well, if we get the saw working, that's a good start, that's for sure.
That's got to turn or something. Okay, so that's for doing that.
It's got to spin that way, surely, because that's pushing. That'll hold the timber when you put it underneath. So the base must turn.
Oh, there. And that's really all you're ever going to want, isn't it? So how do you get the wood underneath the saw?
There we go. You're in business. Action Jackson.
If Brendan and Dan struggle this much just setting up a saw, it really doesn't bode well.
That.
The next step is to fit the freshly cut facing board onto the riser, and then use a special cutting bit to make some wooden plugs to cover the screws. All they need is an offcut and some know-how.
And somehow you got to get that out of there.
Oh, so that becomes the plug?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's not very smart. There's no way of getting it out. This is ridiculous.
This is dangerous and definitely not the way to do it. The trick is to make a shallow cut so you can easily lever the plug out of the cutter with a screwdriver.
So I've just done what you've done, I think.
We haven't got very far. We're sorted now. We know what we're doing, and we've got the step in place. But yeah, it's taken a bit longer than we'd hoped to get started. But I think these things always do. Ah, my fingers. Ah.
Oh, sorry.
Fixing it himself is a concept Brendan's struggling with, so it's up to project manager Lucy to cut the costs any way she can, even if it means doing a U-turn.
We were going to have stone in the kitchen, and we've now, probably my fault, but I'm now having second thoughts basically. Really it's just dawned on us as Brendan started fitting the lounge floor that actually, you know, we're saving ourselves a massive amount in the lounge. Why not run it through to the kitchen?
Underfloor heating?
One of the advantages of using wood is that we're hoping we won't still need it.
Wood's not cold underfoot like stone and ceramics, so if Brendan and Lucy go for it, they can save on pricey extras like underfloor heating.
Sounds like wood is going to be fine on the kitchen floor. It doesn't seem like there's going to be any negatives. So, yeah, all I need to do now is convince Brendan.
2 days later, I'm back in South London to find out if Lucy's powers of persuasion have worked on Brendan.
We've decided that we're going to timber throughout the lounge and the kitchen.
Oh, that's great. So that'd be a big saving. So what we've got is no tiles.
Yeah.
Okay, which is a big saving.
Yeah.
We've got no underfloor heating, which is another big saving. And presumably you're going to lay all the floor yourself. So it's another big saving.
That's probably the biggest saving of the lot, actually, is to the floor.
Yeah. I think Lucy and Brendan have made an excellent decision. The original quote for all that flooring, wood and stone combined, came to more than £7 grand. But by opting for a wooden finish throughout they'll save over £5,000. Lucy's clever interior decisions are vital if they're going to make money back on major costs, like the extension, which has been completed bang on time.
So you had 32 grand ring fence for the builder's construction costs.
Yeah.
Has that come in on budget?
Exactly on budget, yeah. It's been
Well done. Well, good. It looks terrific. Now, what that means in effect is the savings now are going to be on the peripheral stuff,
Right.
which is down to you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Do you feeling fit?
Absolutely.
Right, well, let's go and make a start.
I want to give Brendan a confidence boost. The job I have in mind is converting a redundant chimney breast into much needed storage space. A task that could save him about 800 quid.
Okay, so this is the chimney stack here, Tommy.
So you want to just cut the section out and turn it into usable space?
Exactly.
Essentially how this works is you've got a 9-inch pier behind this plaster going up there and a 9-inch pier here, and then you'd have a flat arch going across here, which is effectively a lintel.
Right.
And that creates the opening for the fireplace. What we do, if we open this up and then we can take the arch out, cut this centre out as far as you want it, and then put a lintel in and clean out all that rubbish inside, all that space, and make it square.
Right.
Okay, and then put some beads up and it can be replastered, and then you've created effectively a cupboard space. And whether you want to put doors on it or not is entirely up to you.
Yeah.
To break into the breast, find a centre spot and then knock through.
Wouldn't go through to the neighbours.
Well, if it did go through the neighbours, we'd be banging trouble.
This should be a pretty straightforward job. But with older properties, you never know what you'll uncover.
And it's just one of them things. Now, normally, these are built out of sand and lime. So once you take that out, this is all sort of dust and rubble, and it's just easy to pull out.
Yeah.
But not in this case. They've actually laid all this in here with sand and cement mortar. So it's going to take a bit of doing.
Unfortunately for us, they built things to last in the olden days.
But this, I can guarantee you now, is not the original. They look to me like these fixings were put in somewhere around about the 60s, 50s or 60s, and they had one of these tiled surrounds, which were modern at the time. Yeah. And I reckon this was built in order to take that.
Yeah.
It's not worth preserving, so we need to carry on with the demolition. The safest way to tackle demolition is brick by brick. This prevents the existing structure collapsing in one dangerous heap.
Because this was renewed at some time, this is sand and cement, so it's a lot more solid. Now all we've got to do, that will come out, we just smashed it out with a jackhammer. But we're not out of the woods yet, because these have, as they go up, the gather comes in and then there's a flue that goes up there. So then it starts to get big again, so we have to chop that out.
This is turning out to be a bigger job than I anticipated.
See, now this is what it should have been like.
But as the opening's getting bigger, it means Brendan and Lucy will have even more storage space.
Right, well that's revealed the arch. That's the original shape of this opening.
Yeah.
It was never closed in below this, so I think you've got a bit of history here. So you might want to consider that that should be the height, you know, and then do whatever you want to do with this. Whether you want to strip all this back to the brickwork and then seal it and have that brickwork facework showing,
Right.
seal off the flue, but you must put a little vent in it so that the air goes through. If you decide that you actually want to go higher and you don't want to keep the arch, the space is more valuable, then all you have to do, I'll leave you this lintel here, and whatever height you decide you want to put it at, you just put it in, and then once you've put it in place, then you just put the brickwork back that might have dropped above it, and then you've got a finish at whatever height you want.
Right, yeah.
But I think you should talk to Lucy and maybe discuss it, because, you know, it's not often you find a bit of history that you can sort of understand and incorporate into your new home. It's made it interesting for me today.
It has.
You'll have this all cleaned up in half hour.
Thanks, Tommy.
See you soon. Oh, that was hard graft, wasn't it? But look what opening up that chimney breast revealed. A bit of the house's history. Now, all they've got to do, Brendan and Lucy, is decide how they want to finish that section. And, of course, they've saved themselves some money.
I'm still torn, you know, because that arch is quite low down. It's the case of how important is democracy? Because everybody says, keep the arch, it's original, and I'm thinking, smash it out. It looks kind of tatty, you know, so you don't look at that and go, oh wow, that's a nice original feature at the moment. But if we can turn it into looking like something, then yeah, we'll probably keep it.
It looks like my plan to motivate Brendan is starting to work. Over the next 2 weeks while Lucy's off-site looking after Jack, he completes the living room and kitchen diner floors. 3 months into the build, it's all on track. That is until the arrival of the 23 grand kitchen. If Brendan installs the units himself, he could save 3.5 grand. But as kitchen fitting novices, both he and Lucy are feeling a little apprehensive.
I guess the only concern that I've got at this stage is that it's an expensive kitchen, and the idea of us fitting it ourselves is a little bit daunting. When I say ourselves, I don't necessarily mean me. It's daunting that Brendan's fitting it. But yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine.
Hello.
Hi Tommy, Brendan here. I'm a little bit nervous still because obviously it's a few £1,000s worth of kitchen, but I don't really want to pay out so much for the full installation.
Well, no, look, the best tip, Brendan, I can give you is to make sure you read the instructions at least 2 or 3 times before you start anything, so you have a proper understanding of what you're going to do. And then set all the pieces out like a jigsaw puzzle, mark it on the wall and put them in the right place. But if you don't feel confident, you can always hire a carpenter in for a day. It's a lot cheaper than getting a kitchen firm in to come and do it for you, honestly. It'll make a difference of thousands.
Oh yeah, that's quite a good idea. I might look into that.
All right, well, I look forward to seeing the results of your hard work. All right, mate, all the best. Brendan takes my advice and employs a carpenter for 950 quid. That's still cheaper than an installation team, saving him 2.5 grand.
I didn't want to take the risk of doing it all myself, so especially, you know, it's the first time. So we've got, you know, I've got a chippy on board with me, so that should help. Every time we cut something in half, I'm nervous because obviously I've paid for it.
A week later, the custom-made surfaces are installed, and at last Lucy can start to see light at the end of the tunnel.
We're approaching the end. It's coming together. You can start imagining it a bit more. All we've got left to do is connect up the hob and the sink, and we're ready to use the kitchen. Be great.
Still to come, Lucy decides it's time to roll her sleeves up and get hands-on.
We've established I can draw a straight line.
And the couple reveal their new family home.
Wow, look at this.
Over the past 4 months, I've been helping Brendan and Lucy transform their 1-bedroom London flat into a family home.
Are these worth anything, Tommy?
Got to be 40 quid, maybe more. So it's all adding up, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
They want top-of-the-range fittings and the perfect finish. But with a budget 8 grand short of the 68 grand quote, they need to make big savings without cutting corners. With only 1 week to go, Lucy's been inspired to make her very own DIY contribution.
I've decided that since Brendan's worked so hard, I'd give it a go trying to make like a toy chest for Jack's room. I've done a little bit of research on the internet to, you know, see whether it's something I could do, and it's basic carpentry, so I thought it'd be a good idea to try and recycle some of the kitchen bits that we've got over from the cabinets and the side panels. So yeah, I'm going to give it a go, see what happens. I think these two should be the same size. Are they all the same size? Easy. Yeah. It's going to make me look extremely cack-handed. Let's just see how big this is.
Recycling offcuts is a great way to save on waste and money.
We've established I can draw a straight line.
That's different now. Simple, eh? As Tommy always says, measure twice and cut once. Ooh, that was easy. Jack's just woken up from a little sleep and now he's so-called helping me.
To finish off, Lucy's applying a primer followed by a top coat of blackboard paint.
Paint.
There are just 3 days until I see the completed build. And out in the garden, Brendan's tackling one last job.
We're at the stage now where we're getting the final things done. So the old paving stones that we took up originally are being relaid. So it's actually quite a satisfying feeling. It's like the whole project's gone full circle. Hopefully this is the last bit of hard work that Brendan's got to do.
Brendan's hired a vibrating plate for 30 quid to compact the hardcore base of the patio. His friend Kevin and Lucy's dad Graham are on hand to help.
It's been a long road to get here, so it's nice to be on the home straight.
They're laying the stone on a damp bedding mix of 6 parts sand to 1 part cement. Recycling all that stone is a major money saver, and I'm relieved to see it's going down just in time. It's the night before my final visit.
So it's just a little bit of a last-minute rush, get the last few things ready before Tommy comes tomorrow. But plenty more to do, better crack on.
Brendan and Lucy love their South London flat, but since the arrival of little Jack, space has become an issue and they're desperate for a second bedroom. Not only that, they want top quality fixtures and fittings and that high class perfect finish. But can they achieve all that on budget?
When I first saw Brendan and Lucy's home 5 months ago, it was ideal for a working couple, but definitely not big enough for a family of 3. It was hard to imagine how they could transform a poky little kitchen and a modest living room into a spacious 2-bedroom flat.
Come and see our lovely new home.
I'm looking forward to this. Now, the first port of call, I remember when we were here last time.
Changed a bit.
Yeah, we stripped this down and there was talk about whether you're going to have the arch and leave the brickwork feature in.
Yeah, we decided not to go with the arch. It was quite a lot of effort. We know it's there, we can always get back to it.
So you've gone for the contemporary look.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is probably the best thing, actually.
Now let's see how they got on with baby Jack's bedroom.
Wow.
What was once a narrow galley kitchen is now the second bedroom they so desperately wanted.
Now you've stripped it all out and you've revamped it all. New window. Well, this is a double bedroom size now.
It's a decent sized room, yeah. Jack loves it, that's the main thing.
Of course, he's got all his toys, everything he wants in here now, his own space.
Yeah, and he's got a new toy box.
You've made a very good job of it, actually. I'm very impressed.
Jack's impressed, so.
On the high street, that could have cost them 150 quid. Not a bad little saving in itself.
Now, what we need to do is look at the living room where we were doing the floor, if I remember last time I was here.
Yes.
Now, I know the way.
Lead the way.
Wow, look at this! You wouldn't think you was in the same place.
The old drafty and cramped living room diner has been turned into an uncluttered, stylish space. But what really impresses me is the new floor.
It feels a lot warmer in here.
It's made a massive difference. Before, it was a real problem with the old floorboards with the cold air coming through. Yeah. And since we put that insulation underneath this, and then obviously the tongue and grooves made a big difference. This floor, I think, is probably the main success story of the build, to be honest.
The pièce de resistance. When we discussed it before, you were going to have timber here and you were going to have stone or ceramics
exactly,
down there.
Yeah.
Looking at it, you've obviously decided to take this floor right the way through, which makes it look even more spacious. I've got to say, this is fantastic.
The new extension is home to a state-of-the-art kitchen diner that's been finished to perfection. The French doors lead out onto the recycled patio and garden. Now it's the perfect place for the family to relax come summer. Now this was outside space before, wasn't it?
Yeah, this was our patio.
The decking.
And actually, it's so warm in actual fact, I'm going to take the coat off.
I know, it's
That's
a
been
massive
a massive difference. Yeah.
I've got to say, fair play to you for taking on the installation, because it's a bit ambitious, you know, if you're not a great DIYer, to pay out all that money for the kitchen and install it yourself.
Yeah.
Have you become very impressed with Brendan's DIY handiwork?
Oh, I have to say yes, don't I? But I don't want to be too nice to him. Yeah, I am. You've done a brilliant job.
So in summation, let's just add up what you've achieved. A fantastic kitchen, you've doubled your living space. You've created a second bedroom, which you didn't have at all,
Yeah.
which is great for your son, Jack, and also for you two to be able to sleep.
It's changed everything, actually.
Yeah. So I have to say, I'm going to give you a 10 out of 10. It's absolutely perfect.
Yeah, we're very pleased with it.
To get everything they wanted in their home, Brendan and Lucy have had to use skilled tradesmen for the structural work. But by fixing other jobs themselves, they should have made a fair old saving.
Now, let's talk about the money. If I can recall correctly, you had a quote for 68 grand and you had a budget of 60. So you wanted to save about 8 grand.
Yeah.
So how'd you get on?
We did better than that, actually. We saved almost, 10,500.
Oh, well done.
Yeah.
As well as getting hands-on with many of the DIY jobs, careful planning and clever decision-making has helped them save even more than expected. Removing the patio and deck, recycling the materials and landscaping a new garden themselves has saved 1,700 quid. The construction of the extension was left to the professionals, and it paid off. The builders have delivered a good job, bang on quote, at 32 grand. Brendan's fitted all the flooring himself, and Lucy's wise decision to go for a wood finish throughout means they've saved £5,300. The kitchen units were top of the range and cost 23 grand, but they made a saving on the installation. Brendan and his chippy did the job for 2,500 quid less than the kitchen fitter's quote. And by converting the old chimney breast into storage themselves, they saved 800 quid. The total cost for the whole project is just under 58 grand, an impressive 15% saving, which is much more than they bargained
I
for.
won't forget.
Right, well, I'm off, going to leave you.
Lovely, thank
Pleasure
you very
meeting you
much.
both.
Cheers, Tommy. Thanks very much for your help.
Bye, Jack. And I really hope you enjoy this fantastic new space you've
Yeah, we
created.
definitely
Yeah,
will.
I'm sure we will.
And your new career, you know, as a professional builder. It could be Brendan and Son, can't it?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, guys, I'll see you soon.
Thanks,
Great,
Tommy.
thanks ever so
Bye.
much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I guess it's one of those things, it's the first time you've done it, so I would love to be able to do it again, having learnt the lessons that I did.
You know, if you trust a tradesman to come in and do it, you don't really have a lot of say over what they do and how they do it, whereas I think the floor, you really felt you're in control of it and you know you're going to do a good job.
When the costs start rolling in, they're rolling fast and hard, and you know, you're signing a lot of checks, and it's nice to not have to sign such big checks.
Now, what kicked all this off for Brendan and Lucy was their desire for a second bedroom for their son, Jack, which meant moving the kitchen. Well, they got there, but they also got double their living space, and boy, what space that is. They also saved 10 grand, and that's all because they fixed it themselves. Now, that's what I call an achievement.
Here we go. The whole lot's coming out.